Luka Doncic put on a clinic on Christmas Day in Phoenix, becoming just the second player in NBA history to drop 50 points and 15 assists in a single game. The Mavs started this one with their bread and butter pick and roll. Luka surveys the floor and all of a sudden finds Derek Lively for a dunk. And a minute later, it's the same thing. He waits a beat again, and then there's Lively on the roll for two more. And Phoenix tried something tricky on defense in this game, having the big man switch out on Luka, but then actually trapping with the guard after a beat. Doncic hits Lively again, and it's another bucket. And this is similar to what Frank Vogel tried when he was coaching the Lakers against James Harden in the bubble, switching the pick and roll only to trap Harden a second later. But in this game, it was more like a late trap, because Luka goes after the big man, he switches out onto Doncic temporarily, and then it's up to the guard to linger and time up his double team on Luka. Doncic reads it perfectly, lobs it into that little window, and Derek Lively ends up with more free throws. So the Suns decide to change the matchup by switching the big man off of Lively, and that puts a second small defender in the action. That's too easy, and Luka goes through them like they're warm butter. With Lively on the bench, Grant Williams sets the screen in the pick and roll. That brings Kevin Durant into the action. He kind of delicately doubles Luka, who then whips it behind the back over to Grant Williams, and it's a great look, but they dodge a bullet. Luka's in a behind-the-back giving mood for the holidays, whips it across court, but that doesn't go anywhere. So he just says, let me get my scoring on, turns into Steph Curry, and bombs it from 30 feet. So the Phoenix counter now is to bring Josh Okogie in the game, have him pick up Luka in the backcourt, and just disrupt this entire process. But he gets clipped on the screen. Durant again comes out to double. Okogie's not really sure where to go. And this is the mastery of Luka. He's big enough to just string out this play and wait out the defense, surveys the court, and then he can pick his poison, slinging it to the corner. That puts the defense in rotation, and it's another dunk. Luka's patience and tempo is one of his superpowers. So after the switch, he just waits to see what the defense is going to do, knowing that someone's probably going to come double. Okogie does, and then Luka busts out that magic, which leads to yet another Lively layup and a foul, and he's just reading this defender on the backside and instantly flips it off the dribble to that big target Lively presents. So at the end of the quarter, they have Devin Booker on Lively to keep the big man out of the pick and roll. So Luka says, bring me Phoenix's big man anyway. He switches out onto Doncic way out high, and now Phoenix is worried about that lob to Lively, so the open man is at the top, but Luka slings it to the corner for a wide open three. And think about the chutzpah it takes to throw this pass. Luka gets up in the air and looks at the top of the key, anticipating that this defender will rotate, so he throws it right at him instead, and there's just no answer for that. So in the second quarter, we're back at square one. Lively's in the game, the big man's on him, Luka puts him in pick and roll, and they fake like they're going to double, but are trying to bait the pass to Lively. Luka doesn't bite, and now this is well defended, but when they reset, Luka can attack the big man right off the catch. That draws the double and sets up another wide open three. So Luka realizes if we're back in a traditional coverage, then he can make more traditional reads. Lively sets the screen, they show two men on the ball, and Doncic can pick that apart all day. And Lively is such an incredible target for him because of his size and finishing ability. And Doncic has connected with Derek at the rim for layups more than any other player in the league thus far this season. So with Luka spamming the roll man against the Suns, the Mavs take it to the next level out of the timeout, going Spain pick and roll with Tim Hardaway Jr. popping out, and Luka's looking for that roll man but has other ideas and goes up top to Derek Jones Jr., And this is all misdirection that's made possible by all these roll passes, because the weak side defender here is thinking about whether he needs to come over and pick up the roller. That lets Derrick Jones Jr. slip in behind for the perfect alley-oop. That worked so well the first time, they figure why not run it again? It's the exact same play. Now that weak side defender is literally looking at Jones for the lob, so Powell's free again. Luka, of course, hits him, and that's 2 more in the paint. Now, remember, the reason Luka has so much defensive attention like this is because of his scoring. On this one, no double team comes, so he quickly gets into a step back and he can shoot right over the smaller defender. And in this game, he was on a real heater, even running off a screen on this out of bounds play to get a handoff and turn and hit a 3. Which means when he's in isolation against a smaller defender like this, they almost have to bring a double team. He actually outsmarts himself on this one, using that same head fake on Eric Gordon and throwing it right at him, but an even better option would have been just leaving it to Powell for the dunk. Either way, Luka gets it back, misses that 3, but Jones is there to clean up. And the reason Jones is open is because Doncic is on fire, and that relocation movement to the perimeter pulls 3 Phoenix defenders toward him, and no one's left to block out Jones. Luka consistently found Phoenix's weak point in whatever Frank Vogel tried defensively. So here they have the guard on Derek Lively to avoid the screen. They swing it over to him to go to work in isolation. That means the double is coming. Well, Luka's in the air. He's waiting to see where this Suns defender leans, snaps a fastball to the top, and there's no shot blocker in the paint because Phoenix had that big man out on the perimeter. Luka puppet mastered him out of the play, and so again, there isn't much resistance left for Jones. This pass is so good it confuses the entire Phoenix defense. 3 defenders go to the corner on this one, so no one's left on Derek Lively under the basket, and that means even on a miss, Dallas ends up with free throws. Back in the bubble when Vogel's Lakers tried this switch and then trap, Anthony Davis's mobility and versatility made this more effective, along with LeBron James's awareness and communication for all this swarming and rotating. But the ball handler makes a difference too. Harden misses a backdoor pass here because he doesn't quite have Luka's vision, and he doesn't have Luka's size to handle big switches like this and then see over the top of the defense. Instead of manipulating this defender like we saw earlier, he just kicks it out and the whole action restarts. But Luka's specialty is jumping and hanging in the air and manipulating defenders in this spot. By looking to the top, he freezes Booker and Durant, and it's a dunk off that trap instead. And he just has the size to see right over bigger defenders and thread the needle like this. And it's almost like he's dictating to the defense instead of the other way around, where he's patiently waiting for them to commit, then snapping it to the wide open area for good offense. And Phoenix doesn't have great personnel, and their defense really struggled in this game, but a lot of that is Luka creating this confusion. In the fourth, the Suns had a 1-point lead. Dallas again sets the screen out high, and this time the defender's there, but he has to backpedal against Luka coming downhill. Durant never rotates, so Lively's free on the lob, and it's 2 more free throws. Some of this was self-inflicted from the Suns, but great players have a way of exposing your defenses, and Doncic carved them up all night, creating an unbelievable 24 opportunities like this for teammates by drawing help or double teams and then moving the ball to an open man. In the hundreds of games I've hand-tracked, that is by far the highest number I have ever seen from a single player, and it came in a game where Luka scored 50 points by himself. All told, Luka officially scored or created 82 points in the game on his own points and assists to his teammates. But if you include these other opportunities where he didn't get an assist on a putback or an extra hockey pass, Luka Doncic scored and created an absolutely incredible 92 points in a single game on Christmas in Phoenix, in what I can only describe as the true essence of a one-man offense. To support this channel, check out patreon.com/thinkingbasketball. You can check out player and team stats that update daily that we use to research our videos and podcasts. Thanks for watching this one all the way through. Hope you enjoyed the Christmas slate of games and this incredible performance from Luka, and of course that you are having a great day.